was actually inspired by another ASMR artist that I used to follow 3 years ago. Her name was Haley ASMR. She did a video kind of like this where she had cookies and she just ate it and, talked and chat, typical ASMR stuff. But for some reason that video, was one of my favorites. Another one is her Domino's pizza video and wings. And there was one, I think she deleted it, but there was one where she was eating like a maybe sweet and sour chicken or orange chicken, something like that. And her jaw was popping in the video. And I feel like maybe she was a bit insecure about it, but that extra popping was another tingle for me. It sounds kind of messed up, but she said it didn't hurt at all. But, the popping noise probably wasn't enjoyable for some. But anyway, you guys wanted the DoorDash video, so I got my milk and cookies and we're going to get into it. Almost spilled that. I was going to cry. Yeah, there we go. I got my fan blowing on me this video, so hopefully there's no issue. Some milk. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of jump cuts so I can get more milk, but that's okay. I don't know why I said that like I was super old. I'm not. Trust me. But the story starts in college. Junior year of college was when I actually started to use the DoorDash app. I know it sounds very late, but sorry, I had to clear my throat. I know it sounds pretty late to use DoorDash at the age of 21, but I didn't really have a reason to. My two previous dorms were really, really close to, places to eat on campus, so I didn't really feel the need to. Side tangent, you guys could probably tell, but these are soft, chewy cookies, my favorite. But anyway, this was the start of junior year. I had just started really, really getting into my major, like the classes that make you cry type of major, And there's a lot of days where I had a lot of downtime. A lot of days where, and it's kind of weird because the hard classes would typically suggest that, I have classes that have a lot of homework, but it wasn't really like that. It was just so mentally taxing. So, like for one of my projects in one of my classes, they would give us 2 weeks to complete it, but I could complete it in like 4 days. I literally had like a week and a couple days to just relax. Maybe 1 or 2 extra days. Next time I'm not gonna use the straw. It causes a lot of noise. Okay. So, you know, there would be days where I would just be sitting and I'm just like, oh, I want to, you know, sit back, get some food, watch some YouTube, and if you made it to this part of the video, tell me below what you used to watch back in the day. Back in the day could be 5+ years in the past. I was really into Let's Plays, like, not these YouTubers, but just to give like a general synopsis of the type of stuff I watched by more popular versions of these YouTubers that were similar to like Markiplier, PewDiePie. You know, they just kind of, you know, played games. They played games and recorded themselves playing through it all. I really enjoyed that back in the day. And back in college, I was really into binging entire movies. Movie series. For example, Saw, Harry Potter, Pirates of the Caribbean, stuff like that. And some of my go-to foods were DoorDash, so I would get maybe... Ooh, what did I used to get? Hold up. One of them was definitely Steak and Shake. And other UIUC students, comment down below. When I was at UIUC, you would get stuff off of DoorDash that were off campus typically. But if it was on campus, you would just walk there and get it. At least that's my logic. Sorry for all the pauses. These cookies are very rich. But I'm gonna just remove this straw real quick. But anyway, yeah. I think the logic of most students, unless you're incredibly lazy, is to just go and, you know, get the food because at least you have a nice walk. Nice weather usually. You know, good vibes. You see other people your age walking around experiencing life is usually a good experience. Going to get your food. There were some restaurants that you were off campus but were just outside of the range to where you couldn't get it. So I'm talking like Papa Del's, you know, stuff like that. Papa Del's is a pizza place. I'm really trying to think of what I used to get. I know there are restaurants that were go-tos for me, but anyway, I order food today This is before, pandemic, stuff like that. So, um, you actually had to hand it to the person before they departed. Like, you had to see and make eye contact. Sorry. So I told him where I was at, right? And the dasher was like, oh, okay, fuck, that's cool. So he goes, gets my food, and I'm waiting. And it's pretty hot in central Illinois. So I'm waiting. It's starting to get hot, so I kind of step back into like the little, the area. Not before you enter the lobby, but there's like this area right as you enter the door. I'm standing there, right? And I don't see him at all. Like, not one bit. And soon I get a notification saying that my order was delivered. So I call him and I'm like, hey, it says my order's delivered. You didn't give it to me. And he was just quiet, and he was just like, yeah, I did. And I was like, okay, what did I look like? And he was just quiet again. And he was like, dude, I gave it to you, shut up, stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, no, you didn't, like, you didn't give it to me at all, right? If you know me, well, you don't, but one of my biggest pet peeves in life is when somebody's in the wrong, but they continue to double down and make it inconvenience to others about it. And that's basically what he was doing. He knew he messed up. But instead of just fessing up or saying, hey, listen, we can do this instead, he was just like, yeah, I did it and I'm not going to do anything about it. Like, I don't know, that just made me upset. So at some point, I call DoorDash. Well, I don't. It's more like that, the texting, Connect support. And, I'm telling him, like, hey, my dasher gave my food to someone else, but he didn't, give it to me at all. And the dasher's like, well, did he drop it off? And some other logistical BS. But anyway, they said, well, he dropped it off near your location, so we can't prove or deny, we can't confirm or deny that he actually gave you the food. For all we know, you could be lying. Not to say that you are lying, but we don't have definitive proof that he did what he did. And I was just like, so I just spent $30 on food, then I can't get it. And they're just like, okay, this is what we'll do. As a one-time courtesy, we're gonna give you back $30, right? And that was that. I didn't see him again. I'm pretty sure he was still going around giving people their food, because I wasn't the only one who experienced someone just not getting their food and having to call or text contact support for it. So it was absolutely insane. swear editing this video is not going to be fun. It's just so rich that it feels like it coats the back of my throat when I speak. And I don't like that feeling. Pause if needed. But I have had some honorable mention DoorDashers who just have done some crazy stuff. One guy hotboxed in the car and gave me my food. So now my food is like, you know, it smells and tastes like weed. One guy hopped over the gate when we were living in the suburbs. Like, we had a little ramp, and he hopped over like a little fence area, and we got him on camera. And although it wasn't nearly as bad, when he jumped over it, his arm kind of broke part of the fence and he just kept going. So my parents had to fork money for that. Of course, there are ones where they get the entire order wrong and then don't do anything or say anything to you about it. And then there are some who don't read the directions that you have assigned for DoorDash orders. Like, for example, I have it on Do Not Ring Doorbell because, you know, I don't want my house to be alerted when food comes in, because that's when people are like, you got food and you didn't tell us, can I get a piece? Like, no, I'm making a video, you can't have it, right? And I would say once in a blue moon there's someone who just rings the doorbell. Frustrates me, you know. As crazy as it sounds, I didn't eat milk throughout the entire recording. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna get it after. My throat is killing me. But the cookies were good. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you enjoyed, like, comment, and sub. It really helps out the channel. So I can continue to do the things that I like to do with this channel. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next one, okay?